If I could have everybody's attention, I'm Mike McAlexander, the Allen County Prosecutor. It has been the honor of my life to serve these last almost 3 years as the elected prosecutor for this county and to be the head of this office where so many of our folks are here today. I do have an announcement, and that is, I know it might not come as a surprise based on the signage here, that I am not going to run for a second term. This is due to probably my age as much as anything. I just turned 73, and at the end of a second term, I'd be 78. That's I know we've had a couple of presidents that have tried that one, not so good. So I don't want to go out that way. But I do want to express the honor that I feel to have been the prosecutor and will continue to be the prosecutor for the next 14 and a half months. It's a job that I love. It's a position that I treasure. The last 25 years, roughly 20 years as chief deputy, and this time as prosecutor, has been a joy to me. I love what this office does. I love what we provide to the community. I love the trust that the community has given to us as an office, and sometimes the blame. But it's something that we take very seriously. The people in our office are there because they have a sense of duty and a sense of belonging to this community. Over half of our judiciary in Allen County right now were members of the prosecutor's office at one time or another in their careers. I think that is a testament to the dedication of people that decide to work in the public sector, and shows how much they care about the communities they grow up in. I've been doing this I started in 1984, so over 40 years of this level of service, and I couldn't be prouder of the time I've spent on that, the experiences I've had, and have enjoyed it tremendously. In the last almost 3 years, we've done not major changes to the office. We did adopt the prosecutor case management system. We were the last county in the state to go up on that, which is now giving better statistics for the entire state. We've always had a shortage of attorneys. The Prosecutors Council did a study where they used the case numbers from the public defenders, the caseload limitations, and applied it to the number of cases that we file. At the time they took the snapshot, we had 34 full-time equivalent lawyers. They said we needed 71. We were the second worst in the state for being understaffed. That says a lot. So we have increased our recruitment. We've added 5 lawyers just in the last month or 2 months. We are still out there. We are understaffed, but we're working with a very dedicated group. And some of that shows up in a statistic that I think is significant, that for the 10 years from 2010 to 2019, we averaged filings of 10 murder cases a year. Starting in 2020 through 2024, a 5-year period, we've averaged 32 filings per year. That is triple, with no additional resources, no additional judicial resources, and those cases go to trial, and they've been tried. Every week, our folks are getting ready to prepare cases. We frequently go in to the week, with anywhere from 4 to 10 cases that are all set for trial, and we will try at most 2 of them. That requires a tremendous amount of preparation by our staff, a tremendous amount of time that they spend on the weekends getting ready for that. Our support staff, our lawyers, work their asses off to be ready to go to present a great product in court, which is a service to the citizens here and the victims of these crimes. But we are working hard, and we will continue to do that. We now have over 40 lawyers in the office. It's the most we've ever had. But as I said, those stats say compared to the rest of the state, we are still very understaffed. I also want to do another shout out. This one is to Deputy Prosecuting Attorney Adam Mildred. He was nominated by the President to become the U.S. Attorney for the Northern District of Indiana. We have not had an attorney from Allen County hold that position since the 1970s. I think it is a great honor, obviously, to Adam as a person, but I'd like to think to this office that he has been a part of for nearly 30 years. And he told me that it cleared the Senate Judiciary Committee this morning 12 to 10, correct?
12 to 10, sir.
Okay, so hopefully it's on to that. This is also, though, a time of transition. I think I'm the last of the baby boomers to be in office in this place. I certainly count back to the early 80s when I came in with former prosecutor and former Judge Steve Sims. But it then was Bob Gievers and Karen Richards for 20 years, the longest serving prosecutor in Allen County history, and the first female. So it has been a tremendous run of people that work together, know each other, have been friends and colleagues for 40 years. But I think it is now time to change to a new generation, a new group of leaders that have set themselves apart in their dedication and service to this community. Tesa Helge has been with the office for 18 years. Like many of the folks in our office during that time, she started straight out of law school, and we punished them, or they perceived it that way, I think, by working in child support initially. There was method to that madness, and I won't go into it right now. But for many of these people, it was their first real job. So it was a way to integrate them into the working world, see what they were about, and they couldn't screw too much up that way. We could fix it. But Tesa went through that, and then the steps to misdemeanor. She went part-time for a while to have her children and be a mom. Came back, has led our sex crimes division, our homicide division. She is the chief counsel, which is the number 3 position in the office for the last nearly 3 years. She is an outstanding trial lawyer. When I talked about all those murder cases, over 150 filed in the last 5 years, she's been the lead prosecutor, she along with Tom Shaley, on most of those. And obviously a shout out to the Fort Wayne Police Department for their solve rate, which is unprecedented. I don't know, maybe you guys know of some community that's doing as well as what you guys are, but I'm unaware. Indianapolis struggles 35-40%, I think, on their solve rate. We are very fortunate as a community to have that work done, and it is a great team that gets us going. Now, I could stay up here the rest of the afternoon, talking about each part of our office. There was a wonderful article last weekend about our domestic violence division and everybody who's involved in that. They do tremendous work in really difficult circumstances, but so does every other division in our office. Our drug people, our going great guns, our sex crimes people. I'd love it if we didn't have all the crime, but we do. I don't know that it's increased, but I think our rate of success has been outstanding for an urban jurisdiction, both in our trial record and our solve record. I couldn't be prouder of the office that we have here, and I couldn't be more confident about turning it over to Tesa, because I think she embodies all of those qualities that you want in a prosecutor. Somebody who's a good trial lawyer, but also an objective person, a fair person. We do things the right way. We don't cheat. We don't cut corners. We do our best to serve this community and the people who live here. We have to earn their trust, and we could do nothing without that trust. So at this time, I'd like to introduce and endorse Tesa Helge to be the next prosecutor of Allen County.
I'm going to sit down.
It is my absolute honor to stand before you today. And I can tell you that 18 years ago, when I walked into the Allen County Prosecutor's Office, I never ever thought I'd be standing before you. So this is unbelievable honor on my part. And to see so many people here, so many members of my office, so many other people, brings me great honor and great joy. So I want to talk a little bit about what our office does, like Mike said, what we do. Homicides are where I've spent the last 5 years primarily, but they're not the only thing. We have so many amazing people here that do important things. And I think what happened to them is what happened to me. I fell in love with this work. I absolutely fell in love with it. The work of collecting child support for a mom who has children and is trying to balance jobs on top of paying and supporting her family. The job of getting drugs off the streets because they ruin lives, and we know that they do. Standing up in court for a child who's been the victim of a molest, who has no voice for themselves, and we can fight for them. Same is true of a victim of domestic violence, stuck in that cycle with no way to break it. We are their voice and their advocate, and that's so powerful. This work is tremendous, to stand up for someone who's been murdered, brutally taken away from their family, way too young. We have the opportunity to advocate for justice for them and to work with some phenomenal police officers to do that are standing behind me right now. So I absolutely fell in love with this work, and it's so important to me. And I want to talk about some mentorship briefly. I won't keep you long. Such great opportunities to be mentored. Karen Richards took a chance on me. I was just a little baby from Wisconsin, brought here by my husband, and she took a chance on me, and then that meant the world to me. Mike McAlexander's continued to mentor me, making me chief counsel, which was such a great honor. Stacy Spieth, who saw me as a young lawyer, and I have no idea what she saw. I didn't see it. But she said, come join me on some cases, and I want to teach you how to try them. And then, of course, Tom Shaley, who is truly the best trial mentor I think anyone could ever hope to have. So I have been... unbelievably honored to receive the mentorship that I have and to be standing before you, and it's because of them. Tom Shaley is our chief deputy, and I hope will continue to serve as chief deputy if I have the honor of being elected for this office. So let's talk about the future for a minute. How are we going to advance it? How do we bring it forward, and what does it look like? I think the most important thing for our office, of course, is a safe community, and that's it. The most important goal that we have is to make our community as safe as it possibly can be. And those are the people that are standing beside me, the Fort Wayne Police Department, people that work every day tirelessly to solve homicides and violent crimes. When somebody picks up a gun in our community and shoots someone else, we want the most sentence. We want them to be held accountable for that, and we'll go to trial and hold the line to do that. And that's what our office has been doing and will continue to do. Part of that is we understand that to go to trial means that people have to be the real heroes, and those are victims of crimes, witnesses, people who have watched this happen in their community that have to come forward and testify about it, and that is terrifying. So I think in the future we need to build on that. We need to build on confidentiality for those people, support for them, and a sense of safety and organized safety so that they can feel as comfortable as possible. I also think we need to build trust, and Mike talked about this. To have people cooperate with us, they need to trust us. We need to do that through education, through outreach, and through transparency, and work together with people in this community. I think another major goal is professionalism and cooperation. Mike has been a wonderful mentor in showing us how to build relationships, how to cooperate with our community partners, with our law enforcement partners, and that's huge for us to be successful, to cooperate and to know. And one thing Karen Richard said to me is, you know what, Tessa, to have the experience to know who's the violent criminal, who needs to go away to prison, who needs to be removed from society to keep us safe, and who is a person that needs help, who's a person who has entered this system with an addiction or mental health issue that need us to provide them with some opportunities, some programming, some help to work with our community partners to try and get them to a better place. And those are the big decisions that I think are important. And finally, the investment in this office. Mike talked about that, but to piggyback off that, this office is amazing, amazing. The staff, the lawyers, they could work anywhere, but instead they choose to come here. They're passionate, they're phenomenal. The recruitment efforts by our young attorneys have been amazing. It turns out they can sell a job a lot better than we can when we get too old, but they've been phenomenal, and to continue those, to invest in this office, because the future depends on good quality prosecutors, quality prosecutor staff, so that we can bring forward the mission of this office. Those are just a few ideas for the visions that I have for the future, and I will work to speak about those in the future, to answer questions, to earn your trust, to earn your vote, to earn your support. And I want to thank my husband, Jared, who is sitting here today and is supporting me, and I know that this will be quite the enterprise, and I appreciate him so much. So thank you all so much for being here today. It means the world to me to see you here. And please know that I will continue to endeavor to earn your trust, to fight hard for this community, and to stand up for our office, and to earn your support. Thank you so much.
I didn't see my wife slip in, and I didn't thank her. Thank you very much, dear, for all 40. We celebrated our 40th anniversary a month or so ago, so thank you. I think that's it. If there's any questions from the media, we'd be happy to answer them. You don't have anything, Jamie? Okay.
I do actually. Why now for this transition? Why is this the right time?
The filing deadline for political races for the 26 election cycle starts in early January and it has to be completed by February 6th, I believe. So it puts you in a position to make decisions fairly early in the process. And for this to work, I think it's just a matter of having enough time to mount a campaign. We'll see what happens if there is any opposition or anyone who comes into it. But I think it also gives the public a little bit longer time period to get to know Tesa. I think it's fair to the public to know if there's going to be a change in leadership on what I think is one of the most important offices in local government.
Is there any way we can get a picture of you two at Tony?
Can I just fix this? Sorry, everybody. I just want it tilted while she gets her picture. Are we smiling?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you all very much.